Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be doing my first IKEA hack. I'm going to be turning the IKEA Olivblad plant stand into a side table for my living room. Before we get into it, if you like the content here on the channel, please go ahead and subscribe, like, comment, let me know the kinds of things you want to see moving forward, and let's hop into the video. I'm gonna grab my Olivblad table. It's meant to be like a plant stand. I don't think it says that anywhere. But anyway, it was advertised as a plant stand, and I'm gonna turn it into a side table. Okay. For some reason, I thought I got the black one, but it makes sense that I got the gray one because I know I'm going to be painting it white anyway, and gray is probably easier to paint white than black is. So it looks like it's supposed to be fairly easy to put together. There's only 4 steps, and I'm omitting one of them because I'm not even going to put the top on it. So I guess I'll follow most of the steps. And I have my handy dandy helper on the other side of the table in case I get lost and confused. I apologize in advance for all of the noise that this is going to be. I'll give you some nice music to listen to though. So my helper and I got to work building this plant stand. Everything pretty well went to plan, except for pieces of the shelf falling every now and again, but I ended up only putting the bottom shelf on and left the top one off because I have a fun plan for the top. All right, it's together less the top of it. So I am gonna run to the hardware store and figure out how to make a piece of wood fit on top of this. And once I figure that out, then I will start painting it. Okay, so it's been a couple of days, but I think I've gathered everything that I need to get this table actually finished this weekend. So we went and bought these 2 project panels. They are 3/4 by 12 by 36. I only need them to be 2 feet, so 24. But here's the plan. I have the stand built, and if you can see the top of it here, normally this would go on top and then bolt in, but I don't want to do it that way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill holes in one of these panels so that I can just pop it on top and it can rest there, and it'll still be like IKEA-able in the sense that I can take it apart after. Once I have the holes drilled in one of these, I'm gonna glue it to the second one, let that dry, and then cut it down to the 24 inches that I need. And then this part should be mostly done. I just gotta seal it when I'm done with that, and then just painting this. So I don't think it'll take too long. I think I'll get it done this weekend, but let's see what I can do. Bring my handy dandy tool bag over. Okay, so basically, I need to figure out how wide these are, but I'm gonna measure from the other side just because they're like actually affixed. And then we'll figure out what would make these center to that. I don't know, there's a bunch of math. I'm not great at math. I'm gonna just eyeball and try to make it make sense. So I had to bust out the math chops. Math has never been my strong suit and never will be. But it was pretty easy here. All I needed to do was figure out what half the board was and what halfway between the legs was, and kind of line those numbers up to figure out the spacing for the holes on the bottom board. Once I figured out where the holes should be on the board, I grabbed my drill and drilled those holes in. So I'd like to say that I've learned my lesson and I now wear a mask to paint because the fumes, basically everything gives me a headache. So let's paint. I got these brushes from Michael's. And if you've seen any of my other videos, you know I've been sticking by the roller, but for this project I figure I need a brush. So let's go in with the middle brush. Oh, this feels wrong. Oh. All right. So I was getting this weird spotting in the paint, and I'm thinking it's got to do with like the oils and the existing finish, or just it wasn't porous enough for the paint to adhere to it. But anyway, I found if I put a thick enough coat of paint, those spots disappeared. While I waited for the paint to dry, I moved on to the tabletop. I just needed to glue the bottom piece with the holes to the top piece without the holes. So I used some wood glue for that, and I struggled with that glue coming through the tip. So I ended up just opening the bottle and pouring it on and kind of just finger painting it onto the board. Once I had that glue on there, I just grabbed the second board, put it on top, and clamped them together to dry. Okay, so if you remember, I put this purple line in the wood before I drilled the holes to figure out where they were. I am going to grab my square, clamp it down, and use my circular saw to cut off that end bit. That'll leave me with 2 feet of table. Then I can sand these and hop straight to finishing. Just getting to the final touches of the tabletop, I needed to sand down the surface, and then we went ahead and ran a router around the edges to smooth those sharp corners. I'm at the end of this project. This guy is all painted exactly how I wanted it, looking all beautiful. This board is finished with polyurethane and it is routed on the edges to look sleek and elegant. And you can't really see It doesn't really look much different from how it looked unfinished, but my assistant has applied a couple of coats of polyurethane to this guy and it is so smooth. So yeah, all that's left to do is assemble. Thank you for watching today's video. Don't forget to subscribe and comment down below with any other things you'd like to see me make.